This is a Liberian girls group.
There's a Liberian artist.
Yeah, they are Liberian. I think it's like 3 women together, so it's a women's group. Jehovah. Good evening, guys. If you get one, please help us to share the video. So, because that's what I'm doing. Jesus is Lord. Yeah.
No matter your size, you mountain.
Yeah.
No matter your weight. No matter your depth. No matter how you may be. When Jesus stepped in, you got to submit to him. He's the Lord of hosts. Mountains remover.
Oh, you are mountain remover.
Lord, I give you praise.
Jehovah.
Only you know who are mountains remover. Only you can do it, Lord.
I don't know what to me, my legs just don't work. I need a real life. Yeah, man. My legs just don't work, girl.
But you changed the setting on it.
I don't do all of. I finish doing all of that. I think I just need a studio light. Period. Yeah, I need a studio light. I don't.
Mountains remover. Lord, I give you praise. Only you know who are mountains remover. Only you can do it, Lord.
Jehovah,
You
you are mountain remover.
nobody like you, Lord.
Jehovah,
Jehovah, you are mountains remover. Mountains remover. Jehovah, mountains remover. Lord, I love you, Lord.
Jehovah,
Wonderful God, you are mountains remover. There is no one like you, Lord. Anything special, yes, mountains remover. Mountains remover.
Jehovah.
My God,
Okay. Because the music continues. So we can't finish playing, how our music can be long. But anyway, my name is Grace Kowa. I am welcome to Split Talk, the non-generation, actually. Welcome to Split Talk, the non-generation. My name is Grace Kowa. I am the president for the Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. I'm also the founder of Legacy Holding Foundation. I would like to welcome you on the Split Talk page. This page we use to come and give information to Liberians, still in our capacity as, advocacy. But we do that in the form of giving information It's another form of advocacy so our people can know what's going on and how to go about, things. So when you watch the show, you are well informed. And Fiora will come and introduce herself. Fiora?
Good evening. My name is Priya Ade, the Vice President for Liberian Women Advocacy Network International. We want to welcome you guys to the podcast this evening. We thank you for tuning in and always listening to us. We appreciate your viewership. And please, as you're listening, feel free to interact with us by asking questions or posing question, or if you have something you want us to inject into the topic, feel free to go ahead and do so. But as always, we thank you for tuning in.
All right, so today we're going to continue our topic with the power of information. We're going to carry it out because watching, or being on social media, we found out that majority of our people don't really have proper information. And sometimes when we are like watching and seeing things going on or on social media, it kind of saddens me a whole lot because a lot of our people are really misinformed. And it just like I just like, okay, if we are a bunch of Liberians going to represent, and we have all these people that representing Liberia, is sad. I mean, the things that you see. So that's why we made this platform, Split Talk. You torso, I torso. Our generation is now. So, and that's the reason why we made this platform, to continue to speak to the people. And the few people that watch us will get the information and then they will share it with their friends. So today we're going to talk. I will just give you a little brief information on the hotels. Take your pen and pencil. I want to welcome Diana Curtis, our ever powerful viewer of the year. We have to give her a medal or bash to the program. So I want to give some information on hotels. I never discussed it with you, Vera, but being that because I travel a lot and I go to different hotels, I want you guys to open your eyes when it comes to hotel. I noticed that when you go to hotels nowadays, they have dogs. I think they used to back in the day, but it used to be very few. And I never noticed the dogs were actually sleeping in the rooms, the hotel rooms, until recently when I travel. So the dogs now are staying in the in the hotel rooms. I like dogs. I'm not too pet friendly, and that's my prerogative. Since I came to this country, I'm not too into pets. The reason why I'm not into pets because where I come from, because different people watch this platform, not only Liberians, so I have to explain. Where I come from, the pets usually live outside of our homes. So I grew up with dogs. I had two dogs, Flimmer and Topsy. Flimmer and me, we used to eat together. We did everything together. That was my buddy. Yeah, we did everything together. Yeah. So if I didn't want to eat my food, say my mom said, according Flimmer is there. Me and Flimmer eating the food together. Whether that was potato green, that time, I color green, we sharing it. I grew up with pets. But then in the night, Flimmer was supposed to sleep on the push, right? So Flimmer would go outside and he would sleep right on our push. He was very wild. So what they used to do was to chain him so he couldn't bite people. Because that time, like, bro, wasn't that, they were not that bad. So they used to chain Flimmer with a long chain. He would reach to a certain place, but he cannot reach to a certain place. So Flimmer was my friend, but he slept outside in the morning. I get up, I would give him water to drink, everything. Unlike living in America, the people sleep with their dogs in the house. They have the dogs, the cats, their parrots. I mean, you can name it. They all live in the household together. They get in the bed together. They sleep together. And I don't. I just think it's just totally wrong for me. So when I went in the hotel recently, when I traveled, I saw the people had a lot of dogs in the hotel, and the dogs were sleeping in the hotel rooms. So my information here today is to let people know that when you go to the hotel to sleep, make sure you ask. Yeah, you can ask for smoke, or you ask for a non-smoking room. You should ask for non-pet room. You want to make sure you tell them that I'll need a room that no pet has slept in. That's the room I need. Because when the cleaners go to clean, they are not going to clean up. They will clean, but not so thoroughly. Sometimes you will find dog hair in the rooms on the floor. Maybe sometimes you feel one or two of them on your bed and stuff like that. I just feel that it's so totally wrong. If anything, they should even build a separate part of the hotel for dogs, animal lovers. Tell them stay on the side with the animal. They sleep there. They travel with them. It's okay. It's just unfair to the other people. That's why I think. Roy can come in. That's what I think.
Well, I'm not pet friendly either. I'm not a pet friendly person either. I believe there is a separation between pets and humans, you know. Pets have their space and the humans have their space, but you know, there are some people who consider their pets as family members also. So no problem, you know, kudos to them. You know, they're pet lovers. They love their pets as their children, as they love their children. But I feel like if like a public space like a hotel, when if you're gonna rent to people, then you have to have a separate rooms, you know, rooms set aside that you do not rent to people who come there with their pets, who consider their pets as their children or as a family member. I think that is just the right thing to do. So just like you said, you know, if you're somebody who travel a lot and stay in hotels, just make sure when you get to the counter or make sure when you're making your reservation, make sure to ask all the necessary questions. And that's with the power of information. You want that information. You want to know that whatever space you're getting to sleep in, that it is pet friendly, that no pet has slept in that room. And even if a pet has been in a room that is thoroughly clean, so that when you go to sleep there, you don't have any kind of allergic act and reaction, because not everybody, you know, um just have normal reaction to pets. Some people they get allergic reaction to cat hair, dog hair, whatever hair. So you just have to make sure that when you're making your reservation, if you're a pet friendly person, no problem. Even if you're a pet friendly person, the room has to be thoroughly clean. So just make sure you're asking the necessary questions so that if you, like I said, if you're somebody who experience allergic reaction, that you don't get caught up in that situation.
And the thing is that the pets usually travel with us on the flight, but they put them under the flight, so they don't travel with on the flight with us. So if they put them under the flight, like on the aircraft, they put them under in the cave and stuff like that. Why are they now putting them in the hotels for us to sleep with them? I just think it's very unfair. It's very um not safe, and everything. Then you walking in the hallway of the hotel, the people tours and passing by you, and I can't stand to, and like I just prepare, like if I love dogs, but I don't like them in my environment where I stay. I like them with the pets. They belong outside, play. At the end of the day, if in the night they have the pet house outside, they put the pet in the house. That's what I think. Yeah, they don't do it for some reason. The pet live in the house with them, and that's why you see a lot of people sick in the hospital, because if God wanted all of us to stay together in a household kind of setting, He was not going to make us different. We are the higher class of animal. We mean that way. You can love the pet and you can still let it stay in your own space, and you be in your own space. That's what I'm saying.
And
So we
plus, I just wanted to add, Grace, you know, not everybody don't care for the pets very well. Some people take very good care of their pets. They make sure they're taking the pets to the vets. The pets are getting the shots. They're taking the pets showers regularly. Make sure they are groomed properly. Everybody don't take care of the pets. So some of those pets carry fleas. They carry all kinds of stuff. So we just have to be mindful.
Yeah, and I know some people take care of their pets, but at the end of the day, I don't care what shot the pet's taking. If is right, I don't care what shot the pet's taking. They don't belong in a hotel room because human still stays there, and they belong. I don't care what shot they're taking. I just feel that is wrong. You cannot put a person with their pets, their family, and a pet in a room, and then after I come and book that same room, and you put me there because you think you clean it. It's not fair to me. So, and that's why I just saying at least they should let the people know they should have some pet people, like they have non-smoking. They should have non-pet room for people like us who would not like to sleep in a room that a dog has slept in. And
I agree with I
that's
agree with you 100%.
yeah, that's just fair enough. But hey, I just wanted to say that because I wanted to get that information that you people who are allergic gotta be very careful. I see Popo say, he said, good evening, sisters. Thanks for the information. I'm allergic. I'm looking for food to eat already. I don't even like pets. You that probably you can just for every you say you're looking for food. But well, we're gonna continue that just the information. So we are giving, power of information. Be very mindful of that. That information is very important. And so now we are going to dive into what's going on in Liberia. The topic, and everybody talking and this thing and that thing, with what's going on in the government, with the sanction and stuff, you see the divide on two sides. Every day one person talking, other people talking, so the other people talking. So I never saw a bunch of people like Trump supporters. They are Liberians. When Liberians is on when they are on your side, you can shit in the middle of the road. They see you, the video, everything show you shitting. Don't take out your pants and you shitting. And later on, you can't tell the followers and say, you know what? I didn't shit on that road. They will jump behind and say, yeah, it wasn't him. That photo, in fact,
Photoshop.
they Photoshop that picture. In fact, it was not even him. Then later on, you will come and say, okay, that was me, but it was a mistake. Then they will join your side again. Yeah, it was a mistake, and they will follow you. They are fully. You see Trump supporters. Then yeah, they rare Native Americans. They don't talk about the Indian people, but the Americans would say that black people will not be human being, that they didn't want to be behind Trump. I don't care, and how Liberian supporters they looking when they're behind you. It's so sad that you will see wrong in this day and age, and you will call wrong right. So that's why we just look at where are these people coming from. Seriously, when the people say most of you were just taking from the interior, the air later and carry out to Ghana, you're Ghana, the plane Kenya, we believe it because we have never seen such an evil generation. Because the thing you're doing is evilness. We have never seen such an evil generation of people that will see wrong and say, no, I will not accept that thing is wrong and right. And they see things going on, they deny facts. Documentation shows stuff and say, okay, this is what happened. And say, no, it's alleged. It's just alleged. And you see some of the platforms that have people that you think will know better. And women are even sitting on the platform and lying the men to disrespect them. That the last time I watched, I don't usually watch Spoon Talk TV or whatever they call it. Once in a while, we'll go there to look because some information there for real. They bring people who got information and they will probably be giving the information. But I sat down watching that show and I just got annoyed. I said, but why am I watching the show? I should be studying. Because I saw Kev Hassan insult two women on the platform, the two women on the platform. He insinuated that they were drunk and the people laugh it off. No men on that platform are there to even stand up for the women. Where is the fairness? And people will sit down and back those kind of things. And they tell the women, oh, you just need to be quiet. Yeah, just leave it like that. And these women call themselves educated women. They sit there and allow men to talk down at them. And that's the reason why I am not, I can't survive in your Liberian environment. Because I will not and I do not accept disrespect from anybody. Not my friends, not my colleagues, not anybody, not my workplace. I will not take disrespect from my director. If you go to my job, who where I work at, go there with people will tell you, no way. I give respect, and respect has to be given to me. So when I see this thing, I say, damn, these people, am I ready from this country? Ready am I? I don't understand why is it that Liberians will see wrong. They will sit down and watch it happen. They will sit down and watch it happen. They will never say, look, this is wrong. We're not going to condone this on this platform. We're not going to tolerate this. You cannot talk to a woman like that. And how come all these people got their following? They're not even saying anything. They just lie and then they laugh at, oh yeah, that man, he just stupid and this and that. In this day and age, what things have changed? You can't just talk down to anybody, not even the person who you're paying to clean your house. You have to talk to them. You have to reciprocate the same thing you want back. And it's so sad to see. Before I jump into the section, I want for you to come in on that because I was very disgusted seeing that. That a man would just say, insinuating that women are drunk on the platform. Oh, you got my moonshine. Oh, I see how you acting like that. Oh, I saw you with start. Oh, yeah, you drunk. And these women just sit down and then the CEO can and say, oh, yeah, just leave it and this and that, and they let it go. Because none of them on the platform already know better. I will never be on the platform and allow that nonsense to happen, not even to a man, before I say to a woman. because women are the weaker vessels. We are the weaker generation, and we are the people that everything get to us. We are different breeds. You have to take time how you present words to people as a whole, and then a woman at that rate. That somebody mother, is somebody wife, is somebody fiance, somebody in love with her, and so you got to think about all that things. She's a woman as a whole. She has her own personality. You don't just talk down to women. If you can come in, man.
Well, I don't know if I have a whole lot to say to that because
Yeah.
the Bible has already warned us not to sit in the seat of the scornful. And most of the men on platform, they are very scornful. They're very disrespectful. They feel that women are still subservient to men, you know. And if you as a woman choose to sit in a seat of discomfort and you are scorned, then what else? It is your decision to make. I here would never sit on a platform where someone would scorn me and I continue to sit there. Because the thing is, the men are more than the women, and the men, their voices tend to drown out the women voices. They tend to push them to the side. They tend to tell them to wait later if they want to directly respond to something that they're offended about. They tell them wait, I will come
They
around.
suppress them.
So
Yeah.
it's like they gave them direct order where you have to wait because I'm hosting and stuff like that. But when disrespect come in, regardless if you're hosting or not, you have to check that disrespect. And if somebody want to address an offense towards them or disrespect towards them, then you have to give them the opportunity to address that disrespect. But we see that don't happen. That's the reason why, like you say, every now and then if somebody send me something in my inbox, and and say listen to it, I will listen to it and I'll tend to go back to the source, which sometimes is Spoon TV. And I tend, because I want to know how the conversation started or where it ended, instead of just watching a particular clip. And then I will go back to listen. But other than that, I don't listen to them because I feel like they don't elevate women, and that's my personal opinion. I don't feel that if Spoon folks elevate women, they just want women at a standard level, and that's it. I don't like the way they speak to the women sometimes. I don't like the way they push them to the side sometimes, especially if they got something important to say. I just don't care for the platform. But at the end of the day, the women on that platform have to make the decision for themselves. The Bible says don't sit in the seat of discomfort. It's for a reason. Don't sit there. There's so many other platforms out here that will be willing to hear their voices, because most of the time they got important things to say, you know,
Yeah.
and they just have to know that other women are looking up to them. Other people are looking up to them
Exactly.
as role models, so they have to take that into consideration. Hey, at the end of the day, what's so much about Spoon TV that you're gonna sit there and allow yourself to be degraded? No way.
No way. I mean, and it's just wrong for you to be in that light, right? And you sit down on a platform and they claim thousands of people watching it, which I don't think is the case. Although because we don't even want to discuss that, but the people that are watching it are a lot of people, regardless of even if they're buying views. The people are watching them are a lot of people. And as a woman, you don't want to sit on that platform and be disrespected. And you want to be a role model to other young girls in your country and around the world, and they're sitting down there and allowing you to you allowing the disrespect. And how the girls on the thing is they're gonna think that it's okay for a man to disrespect a woman, and you don't want to be sending that kind of like signal to young girls that you just have to accept that. Accept something is wrong, that you have to accept it. We don't know what's going on, but then you need to catch yourself. Seriously, this is just so totally wrong to our generation, to the children that are coming up. What example are we setting them? You don't have to be on that kind of platform like that. Disrespect, I was gonna just say, you know what, you're by. I hang myself. I'm not coming back on there because I will not tolerate disrespect. No way, I would not. And
Especially if there was one point in time you had somebody who is a fatherly figure, a man who is in his 60s, telling a young woman, a young educated, brilliant woman to shut up,
yeah,
shut
shut
up.
up.
And people thought that it was funny, and when I saw that, I was like, wow. and that's why the Bible say, parents, children respect your parents, but parents provoke not your children to anger. Had she gone off and told him some really, really terrible things, then they would have said, oh, he's an elderly man, he's an old man, he can be your part, don't talk to him. But you as an elderly man, you consider yourself an educated man and you got all the educational accolades. You're gonna tell a young, brilliant woman to shut up? How dare he? I will never, never belongs to God, but I will never come back on such platform. That would be the end of it. Never. I will show face taking.
Yeah, and we are moving forward. The next thing I will discuss briefly, because Vera and myself as Lawani president and vice president, we have decided not really be bothered with elaborate social media stuff going on with the back and forth, because most of the time we see that it's too degrading. The women are degrading themselves on Facebook, Liberian women. They say other countries, when we watch other countries, I've friended with a lot of Nigerians that I follow their platforms, but Liberians, the degrading, the way Liberian women degrade themselves is worse than any other platform have followed. So except you have no other platform, you let me know. But we see the bickering on Facebook concerning this money raised for a sick woman in a hospital. There's a sick woman in a hospital, you know that she's sick. She needs a certain amount of money to be able to travel to do her surgery and whatsoever she's supposed to do. Even if she's not doing surgery, she's supposed to travel out of the country. Liberia has become a no-go zone when you were sick. Or when you are sick there, you have to be able to get yourself out right away, or else you would die. People die from headache. I told you the other day, my brother, my cousin-in-law, who was like a brother-in-law, he died like that. Like if they had people who just knew how to do CPR, he was going to make it. But they never even had that knowledge and other kind of things. So he died like that. So when it comes to medical issues in Liberia, is bad off. We had a friend that Fury myself went to school with Massa Horace. Massa died in the hospital. Massa was fine. She was feeling good. And we talked to some of our sisters. We had donated to her stuff and everything. And they said, oh, she was coming on fine. All of a sudden, Massa just died like that in the hospital. She was burned. But the way she died, we feel that if she was in another country, her life was going to be safe. And we believe it strongly. So that lady, she is actually very sick. She needs to travel. Even the money that she even requesting for is not enough, to tell you the truth. $15,000 is not enough to carry that woman to any country and take care of her. Because going to a country, she has to actually carry a nurse or a doctor with her. Before she goes, she has to make sure she has some medical equipment with her to ride the plane and all those things. And she has to have a nurse or a doctor, and then she has to have a caregiver at the same time, taking care of her. Maybe her child, one of her children will go with her and stuff like that. So she needs a lot of money to actually make that trip. But she doesn't even know. So she just requested $15,000. She said, well, will help me and this and that. And then this money was raised on Charlotte Roberts show. And we see the people just bickering up and down. And now we are hearing that maybe, I think they said Charlotte never gave the money or something. That I'm not really following the story. But when if Charlotte did not give that money, she did not give that money. I have to go back and watch it. It's wrong because that money was raised at a particular time on that platform for that lady. The lady information was mentioned before that money was raised. So therefore, the money is for the lady. Period. You need to give the woman her money so she can go and take care of her medical issues. It is wrong for you to raise money for somebody and then later on say you can't get the person the money. That is just unfair to the core and people who do humanitarian work. That because most of you already clean, your humanitarian, your African, your everything, all the title and your got it. Okay, we agree. Because for you to get a title, then you have to have certain documentation. So everybody cannot be that. But we look at you because you don't have the information. So you carry yourself like that. But that money needs to be given to that lady so that lady can carry on her medical mission or her medical journey. It's wrong for people to come on Facebook and defend that oh, the woman is going to this show and that show. The woman has the right to go anyway. She's looking for money. If she can get $20,000 to $25,000, it will help, because even after she finished going through her medical process or her medical healing, whatsoever she will be doing, she will still come back to that where she needs to survive for a certain time, and she needs to be able to sit and get cured enough before she can even get back there into the working world. So she needs any amount of money she can get. But it's so sad that people will still defend wrong. When wrong is wrong, it is wrong. It is totally wrong. There is no right about it. And some of y'all, God will really punish you for what you're doing because it's just totally wrong. Fred, you can I don't want to go in for because when I see these things, I don't like to watch them because I know myself. So I just don't want to. Like bring people, they will not learn. They will just not learn. But the thing where women who's supposed to be feeling empathy and sympathy towards another woman, and they say, oh yeah, this and that. I mean, that's when you know Liberians are one bunch of dog set of people that you will never understand how these people will stand against right. And the Bible said that what the Bible said about
Woe unto those who call
war
evil good and
and
good
good
evil.
evil. Woe unto you who call it evil good. And you look at good and you call it evil. Woe unto you and your generations to come. That how many of you are cursed because the way you're doing things is just totally wrong. You can be supporting somebody. Yeah, we agree. People support people all the time, but you cannot lead the person into to evil. Because if you supporting that person, you telling them, say, look, what you did was wrong, man. I really love you, but you need to get this money. This is totally wrong. This has to do with life. You can't do this. Then you love that person, not to stand and say, yeah, and this and that, and you back the person regardless whether they're wrong. That's when we know you're already lacking. Most of you need to go back to elementary school. Go ahead, bro.
Well, I'm not sure if going back to elementary school will help them because they're up in age now. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but some people try to learn. But anyway, you and myself have had many discussions, and one of the things we talk about were people who are poor bearers. Poor bearers, they carry dead things. They believe in dead things. They believe in evil things, dead body carriers. I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to be what they are. Liberians accuse a lot of other people in Liberia of being sycophantic. They accuse them of being praise sinkers. They accuse them of being bootlickers or buttlicker or whatever way they call it. And then turn around, they do the same thing because Liberians, most of them, majority of them are very hypocritical.
They
When
are.
they believe in you, when they stand by you, they see no wrong that you do. Even if they see the wrong in plain daylight, if you are standing among 1,000 people and 999 people see you're wrong, that one person is going to say that you are right. And those are the people who will lead people to their grave because they never tell them the truth. They never say the truth. They always cover up the truth. They always see the truth and try to make it something else. And so that's who they are. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for the lady who's soliciting funds to go get help. It is my hope that she gets the funds that she needs to get the help that she needs. But at the end of the day, we talk about the power of information. If you want people to solicit funds for you, then you have to do your research. You have to do your research as to those who have solicited funds for that kind of situation before and see how accountable they were with the funds that they solicited before you even go to them. But if you don't do your research, and you just go to someone to do fundraising for you who has never done fundraising before, and for that kind of situation, or who has never done fundraising to be in a lump sum in a large amount to be accountable for it and know how to report it properly, then that's what you get. At the end of the day, you get the short end of the stick, and that's what the lady got. She got a short end of the stick. So like I said, it is my hope that I hear other people and I see that other people are raising money for her. So it is my hope that they raised enough money for her to be able to get the help to get. But at the end of the day, we talk about information. Information can either make you or it can break you. And in this case, the information had broken her.
Yeah, and then Musu, you know what? Your thing still coming in as Facebook user. Musu say hi, ladies, and she says so true, gracious. The economy is real in the community. It's really real, sis. Then Comfort Tito said, quite right, sister. And then Musu said, total deception. And she also said, so true, Vera. Yeah, it's just total deception. How these people and they want our country to change. And you know, most of the followers they come and they will insult the government official. Oh, they are sycophants, they got sycophants, they this, they have sycophantic behavior, and they die and they die. But not knowing they are the definition of sycophants. Because they're doing the same exact thing. Corruption is done in all kinds of ways. It's not only when you're working in government, you can be working in private sector and still be corrupt. You can be working in a church and still be corrupt. You know, so we just saying you cannot be telling one set of people to do the right thing, and then because you back somebody and you for them and you tell the person, say, yeah, what you did not bad, and you still try to sugarcoat it. There is no sugarcoat around it. A sick woman, money was raised for her. Some people give, most people, everybody gave that money because of that lady. The money need to get into the lady's hand, and that's all we are saying. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. And that's all we are saying. That's it. So we're moving on to the sanctions. The sanctions in Liberia. Oh. Yeah, Musu, you need to raise funds through a registered organization. You see, that's why when we raise our funds, thank God we don't depend on Liberian people to raise our funds. We got international thing going on when we're raising our funds. They're going there. The last time when we did fundraiser, if you go and check it, you will see Lawani. We have our 501c3 going on and everything. That even when you donate your money, you can get receipt and claim it on your taxes. It's better. These platforms you're going on, just giving your money. Most of the people, they're pocketing it. Period. It's just true. Yeah. So when you want to raise funds, you go to a renowned organization that you know that when you send your money there, whatsoever they say they would do, and things will work out. And most of the people, that's why they go on these different platforms because they see multitude. It's not the multitude. It's not. You know, because the kind of multitude said it was so raise up to $20,000 or $50,000. But if it's not the money, you have to go to people that would be, you say, you know what, the people doing humanitarian work, and I know they will help me and they will do what they're supposed to do. And that's just the right thing to do, you know. And I will read your comment later on in my, but now we're coming to sanctions. The sanctions in Liberia. The same thing we say, our people are lacking information so bad until all the big platforms and stuff sitting down and giving wrong information to the people, and the people are just taking it. But you know, I saw some fights on the platforms and stuff. I saw people fighting, people who know now, they're writing now, they're talking. And then when you know and you start to talk, then they block you. They stop you from writing. They don't want you to write because you're giving the people the information under there and telling the truth. Because most of them said they really don't even really do research to come on, and they just be talking. When the sanction came on the three government officials, those sanctions were criminal sanctions. A criminal. Corruption is criminal. So before a criminal sanction is put on anybody, it means that investigation was already done properly. The people got money trade, they got money laundering trade, they got everything. They got documentation to show. It means that it was well investigated because it's a criminal sanction. That the sanction is like it's a worldwide thing on that particular group of people. There are certain countries they will not go to for the rest of their lives. There are certain countries they will never see again. Period. You know, then for people to be sitting down on platform and saying, you know, it was alleged. I just like, then I wanted to puke. Oh God, how can you tell Liberian people it was alleged? And then you take a group of young little boys who never even experienced the war. They were born in 2000s. And they get in the street and run sanction, those sanctions will vote for you. Why you like to make like so derogatory on the map? Why you like to make like so cheap? We as Liberian people, the people look at all the judge right away. They think that we want to you because of the mindset. Except we start to prove ourselves when we interact with them and say, okay, the other Liberian person different. I explained it over and over before. It happened to me so many times. And you sit on platform and say, oh yeah, it was alleged. And you allow these people to say that. And you who know better on the platform, you sit down and allow them to speak rubbish to the people who are not informed. So the people are very confused. They are very confused. And a few platforms that will carry the real truth to the people, they hardly got people watching them because for some reason, our people are drawn to negativity more than the facts. They're drawn to fighting one another. It's like a battle. The sanction is criminal. that the U.S. Department of the Treasury put out a press release on August 15, 2022. The U.S. Department of the Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control designated Liberian government officials Natanya McGay, Sema Serena Cephas, and Bill Traore for their involvement in ongoing public corruption, which was criminal, period. The investigation is already done. For America to post sanction you, they already investigated you, so there is no investigation here. When Liberia want any information, Georgia will request it. The people will send picture, they will send video, they will send audio, they will send proof of bank account information, they will send everything. So there is nothing he can even take to the court, and the court will even tell and say, oh, they never did it. So why are you people wasting your time? Move on. The sanction is on, and more people are coming. They will be sanctioning more people. The government is corrupt, period. It is what it is. How can we move forward to better our country? That's what I should be thinking about. Instead of spending days and months or also kind of to inform you now that this is what's going on. Because most of you are still not informed. You're still not informed. There is nothing Liberian government can do any investigation. They suspended the entire further investigation. That's lies. The investigation is already done. Liberian government requested investigation for America because America is a superpower of the world. They got the best investigation going. They will give them the information, and those people are supposed to even be going to prison. Period. Period. If you come in. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they know that a sanction is real, but Liberians always like to take things for granted. They feel that it is going to go so far and no further. And so they try to play along until it die down. I think they know it's serious. I think they try to use the words allegations and this and that. When something is an allegation, it's still being investigated. When it has been proven, action will be taken. In the case of the sanction, action has been taken. So I don't know how it's still an allegation when action has been taken against the three officials, and like you said, with more coming down the lane. So but we Liberian, we always take things for granted. We always think, oh, it's not that serious. It will soon go away. Just like our attention span. When something serious comes out after 3-4 days, when you're talking about rape and stuff, they say, oh, Liberians got short attention span. After you just gave them a week and it will go away. Are they thinking that that's how the Americans are? I think that's what they're actually thinking. I think they're actually thinking that the attention span of the Americans are like the attention span of the Liberians, where we leave everything record, where after 1 week or a couple of days, we forget what's going on. Americans are not like that. And before they take action on anything, they make sure they do due diligence. They go through the process. They look for the evidence. They look for the information they need. They ask questions. They contact people they need to contact. They really dig deep down before they can come up with any action. And that is the reason why they had not taken the action prior to now when they took it. So my thing is Liberians better pay attention, but I feel sorry for those common citizens who still passing around and chanting sanction, no sanction, we will vote for you. It's the same way they sat there and say, no book, no book, we will both vote for you. Now that there are no schools in Liberia for their children to attend, then they want to be crying all over the place. That's why I don't take
calling for help.
Yeah, that's why I don't take them seriously. Oh, my child in school and my child need to go to school, but you were chanting, no book or no book. You know book, you not know book, will vote for you. So why are you concerned about your child going to school? George Weah said a book in English could build Liberia. Liberia would be a very wealthy nation. And people sat there, they clapped for him, they chanted for him, they hailed him. So why are Liberians crying now? When your child ain't going to school, don't call anybody for help. You agree that when the man said education and book was not a priority, they agreed to it. So don't cry when your children are not in school. Don't call other people when your children are not in school to say that I need tuition and this and that. Those are things that Liberians agree to. And that is the same way they're agreeing to this sanction. Now, if it happens that the government does not take any action and the country itself has to be sanctioned, not individuals. But if sanction has to go against Liberia itself, then that's when they're going to wake up, because then the hardship is going to hit another level. They are going to sink deeper. Then at the time they will wake up and say, oh, we thought that was just a joke. I mean, I've seen so many posts where people saying the whole sanction thing is a fluke, it's a lie, it's oppositions that are making up these stories. I mean, when will Liberians learn? I mean, like it's almost like Liberians have to hit rock bottom before their eyes and ears can open. And I really don't get it. And to tell you the truth, I feel empathy for our Liberian brothers and sisters, but at the depth of which I used to feel that empathy, I don't feel it anymore. Because the people tend to agree with the abusers. They agree with the abusers.
Yeah.
They agree with the evil. They see the evil and call it good. They see the good and call it evil. Those kind of people, you got to let them suffer. Like the people say, experience is the best teacher rather. If Liberians don't suffer to the bone, if they don't feel the pain, they will never do right. And that is how I feel personally. Do I still help people in Liberia? Yes, I do. At the rate I used to, I don't. I just pray for them now. I just pray for the country, because we Liberians, we are terrible to ourselves. We destroy ourselves because we don't want to learn from the past. We don't want to do what is right. We don't want to hold accountable those who we need to hold accountable. We said this thing, charity begins at home. If you don't hold yourself accountable, if you can't hold your mind accountable, you can hold your pa accountable, you can hold your sister, your brother, your friend, your neighbor accountable. Who else are you going to hold accountable? You're going to feel the pain, and that's just how I feel
That's
about the
just
whole sanction. If there's when the sanction go from individual who has sanction, because and the country and the president does not do right, and it goes to sanctioning the country, then we'll see who is who. We'll see a sanction, no sanction will vote for you, then we'll see.
Liberians are deliberate. They are deliberate.
They're intentional.
They are intentional and deliberate in their ignorance. Very much intentional and deliberate in their ignorance. They will not accept. They don't want to agree. Look, my people, you have to open your eyes. For your life to be better, things has to be better in the things have to be better in the country. And for for things to be better, the people that are doing wrong and the international community sees that, they will put their hand on it. It's not even one group of people that caused this sanction. I see them blaming people, calling people around. Oh, you're the one did it. You're the... No, a lot of Liberians took the pen and the paper and they start to write. They start to send emails. I even posted Bakari Sellers, his disconnection with the Liberian government as far as lobbying. And somebody can you send me the link? And can you send me the link? Even if I had sent link, they would say, oh no, maybe they were going to say, the other group of people are going to say, oh, we believe it, that lie, that fake link, and all those kind of funny things. Lawani wrote against Bakari Sellers advocating for Liberia, period, because of the rape rate is so high in the country. We don't feel that anybody should advocate for Liberia government. So we did that. So the people sending information, they will send it to us. If they discontinue their service to Liberia, they have to inform us, because we were one of the people that wrote. You think any journalist who made his name in this country and stood his ground will want to attach themselves to a country that have 3 main government officials from the executive sanctioned for criminal offense? Want to attach yourself with that kind of people? You know how long it takes for us to build our career here in this country? You know how many services that we have to give to be recognized for things? And you think somebody would just struggle, go to school for years and years, and they got an experience for another a bunch of years, and they would just kind of think, somebody would pay Bakari $10,000 a month. That chicken change for him, maybe that a mortgage. So Emmanuel,
I wanted to add that. I wanted to add to the sanction. Liberians are joking with the sanction because someone told me that even China is on board. The country China is on board now with sanctioning individuals in Liberia, and there are no action taken. They're going to move further. So other countries
they
are
should take
on
it for a
board.
joke.
They're not just take it for a joke and say sanction, no sanction, or
Besides China,
a lot of countries.
some other countries in Europe and also
United Kingdom is
Great Britain.
on board also. So let them sit there. And then the attention span of the people in the Western world is the same as the attention span of Liberians, where we take things that affect us so lightly, things that has the potential to destroy us individually and as a country. The country is already in a setback mode, but we put it back even further, and they're sitting there and playing fun, and people getting in the street. Some of those people hungry like hell, they're getting like $5. They go and sell their soul for $5, talking about sanction, no sanction. Just how Liberians have sold themselves all their life, all their life. We have sold ourselves all our lives, When talk about 1980, we said native woman born soya, Congo woman born roll. Yeah, it left from there. It came to Taylor time. You kill my mind, you kill my power, will vote for you. They move from there. Boy, you not know, boy, I will vote for you. Now, I sanction, no sanction, I'll vote for you. When will we ever learn? It tells me that we enjoy what is happening to us. We are a set of abused people who enjoy the abuse against us. We heal our abuser, and we are not willing to get out of the abusive situation. And if you're somebody who in an abusive situation, you either get destroyed in it or you die in it. That what happened to people who are better in abuse. If you don't leave for your own sake to save your life, guess what? You will either die in the process, you will get crippled in the process, or you will just stay dead and become a nobody in a relationship until you perish. And that will happen in the Liberians.
Okay, so Tano, before you come here, I would like to read some comments. Tano said watching from St. Paul, Minnesota. And then Musu said information staff, the information staff. I use that not. It's the population is starved from information. What she's saying is that we lacked information.
But
we don't know our rights and nothing. And then Max Mesa said, "Your hello, my people." Then wanted to come on 100% sanction is a penalty after investigation.
Yeah, okay. But I just wanted to comment to Musu when she said we are lacking, we are starving from information. Basically, it's a starvation of information on Liberians. But Musu, I just wanted to say to Musu, a lot of people are out here now trying to give credible information, and Liberians are still rejecting it. So is it that they're starved for information, or is it that they just outright refuse the information? They don't want the information. They don't want to hear the truth. So I think it's a mixture. I think a sector of the population is starved of information, and then there are those who got the information and say, you know what, I'm not going to accept that information. I will believe what I want to believe. So
I will go to the platform and give me the wrong information because
I rather believe the wrong information than to accept the right information.
Then Musu said again, some of the platforms are spewing dots because they have aligned themselves with the sanctions individual, individual, and which is so true. And Diana Curtis said, whenever you see a man abusing a woman in public and that woman don't talk, especially on the platform, it is because either that woman come on that platform through another means and not only through special invitation. Oh, no, she said, no well-educated, intelligent, courageous, or a woman with strong personality will go on the platform with men of those confused brain, especially men who don't even respect themselves and will remain on that platform and be disrespected. Exactly, I believe the same thing. And Musu said the Council of Churches is a disappointment to their sycophants.
Yeah.
And Max Mesa, welcome. He said, Grace, how you doing? Max, I'm all right, my dear. We watching. And then Musu said Uncle Sam knows where the real pin will hit.
Oh yeah,
coming. Oh yes, man. And Popo King said that it will soon go away. It hasn't started yet. Your president sweating already. He can sweat or he can sweat, and they make him muff. And Venice Mayuple, she said that's it, sis. Emmanuel Tano, and then Dino said, oh, the comments are so many. I will stop here and then Tanu will come in. Tanu, welcome to the platform. You can give your, whatsoever you want to say concerning what we are talking about.
Thank you very much, Sis Grace and Sis Vera. Before I go on, I want to take this time to apologize. Last week I was not on, and whatever I'm going to say today, if it is nonsense, please forgive me.
Oh,
Yes, because I'm going to differ a little bit.
oh
You see what
Lord.
Musu said, that our people are starved of information. I agree with her somehow, because even our Bible that we read says that for lack of knowledge, our people, he said, my people perish. That's what God said. I made a video, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday, and I talked about irresponsible politics. Irresponsible politics in Liberia is what got us to where we are today. And I also said it is very shameful, extremely shameful, for a foreign government like the United States to interfere in our domestic affairs and domestic politics. It's very shameful. And it is very hypocritical on a part of the United States to come on today to sanction individuals in Liberia. That's why I said I'm going to apologize.
No,
But
go
But
ahead.
why you even said that, my brother?
hear me out.
Let me hear you out.
All
You
right.
thought you were about to be greased on this
Yes.
platform. So let me hear
Yeah.
you out.
And you know what? You know what? I would not even say anything when you're ready to grill me. You as interviewer, I would just keep quiet so that you guys can grill me real good. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Man, Antis, we the Liberian people have failed miserably, woefully, because we don't know what we are doing. We don't know what we want. It is not in the purview of the United States to come and interfere in Liberian domestic politics or domestic issues. I sent you a letter. I think you read it, and you saw what I laid out, right? This is the same United States, if it is not hypocritical. When we needed them the most in 1990, we were dying. People were being slaughtered like animals. I can still remember like it was yesterday. The same United States said, this is a civil conflict between Liberians. They cannot get involved. Why is it now that America is interfering in our political, when Liberians are looting Liberian resources, not American resources? They are coming to sanction our Liberian people. That is hypocritical. It is still the domestic affair of Liberian people. You took your citizens out and kept us to die in Liberia. Why are
So,
you not interfering?
Talon, let me
I'm,
ask you.
I'm coming
I'll
over.
let you continue. I want you to give me your points because
Yes,
we are
I'm
about to
coming
dive
with
into
the
all
point.
new stuff. So give me your point.
I'm coming with the point.
Okay.
And I'm not going into politics because now what we are saying here today, Liberia is so it's so politicized. This particular sanction is so politicized. Some people think it is political. Some people think it is because of the interests of the United States. They want to bring somebody else and impose them on us. Those are all politics. But when I talk about irresponsible politics and how we, the Liberian people, have failed, this is what I'm talking about. And when Musu said information, and I say I agree with her, this is where it comes in. Look at our constitution. I think I laid it out here the other time. Article 17 has given us a foundation that we can build on.
I
It
just
says that
saying to you before you get into that, I don't agree with Musu that our population is starved. I don't agree with her. And I will give you
for
my reason
me,
why.
that's why I apologize to you before saying that. I agree with her to some degree.
And
And
then
this is
you're telling
why.
me this constitution you talk about, it
Yes.
cannot be carried out right in Liberia because the people are barbarians. Liberia
Listen,
kill one another, and when the people stand up for the right, the government send people to kill them. There's a
I
boy
agree.
who they had to raise money for. Musu
I
paid to
agree
the
with you.
hospital. I saw her knee on the list. For them to carry him to hospital, the government has not done anything. The
I
people
agree.
who beat that boy is passing around in Maria walking free because Jefferson Koji, who they say is almost the president of the country, he has backed those people and he has put bill for them. So how can this constitution be carried out? That's why the international community has to come in, because or else that will destroy one another to the core. The people are not going to see that. And the reason why they're coming in, because we Liberians that stay in the outside, that you don't see, that we don't come here and make too much fuss on Facebook. We are writing. We are in communication with them. They reply to us. So we know. So we are telling the people that we need them to intervene. So go ahead.
But Grace, Mr. Tano, before you come in, Grace, I don't want you to go into the Jefferson Kochi and all those things then, because we are about to sanction. So let Mr. Tano finish, because I don't understand, Mr. Tano, when you say America has no business interfering in our domestic policy, but yeah, and say we are begging them for donor funds.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's where I'm coming in.
Donor funds, and you say you don't have rights. So today, tomorrow, they decide to pull all the funding to Liberia. Then what would you be saying, Mr. Tano?
That's what I'm saying. Just hear me out.
We hearing you out.
I'm burying.
And please say condense it, you know, when you go to, you know, when you kind of take the condense your paragraph, condense it a little bit more.
You know, I agree. I'm building a case. I'm laying a case here, so that at the end of the day, you will understand where I'm coming from. We need the United States in terms of funding organizations that can help in making our society a democratic society.
But then that's a user mentality. That's a
user mentality. You need my money.
That's a user, but you don't want me to say anything. That's a user mentality. You can't have that. You can't have it both ways.
I agree with you. I say you can grill me all that you want. I will agree. I told you I'm here. You can grill me. I agree.
We better to grill you. That user mentality, dependency syndrome that I came on the other day and spoke about. You need my money. You need everything from me, but I shouldn't interfere. People, they come to, oh, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? But then when we talk about it, that they say, oh yeah, internet citizen. Then why you want my money?
Mama, you don't want to listen to me now. I know you really grade me now.
You're talking, you jump on yourself deeper and deeper in the hole.
I know you guys will grade me. I agree. That's why I apologize from the beginning. I know you guys will grade me. I can't win anyone. But I agree. Now, this is what I'm talking about here. Okay. If somebody is helping you, you should be able to help yourself. United States have given us money over a long period of time. We should be able to use this money to get ourselves out of the hole that the United States will not be compelled to come to our aid at all times. That's what I'm driving at. Now, we ourselves, when I say we have failed, and I talk about our Constitution, Article 17. Article 17 has laid out the framework for us. We are supposed to meet. 2023 is coming. It's right here. It is our responsibility. We have the freedom. We are supposed to meet to decide what we want in Liberia for our government to do. Once we select those issues that we want the government to prioritize, Article 1 refers to those issues as the wishes of the governed. Those wishes, they are our constitutional responsibility, a civic duty to submit those issues to the government. That's what the Constitution says we are instructing our representatives to petition our government.
Wait, at you because I'm laughing at you because you're giving some unreasonable.
No, it's not unreasonable. You don't want to give me the chance. That's why.
Why I said that. How can you say we will lay this in front of the government and tell them what we want? Our carriers going to what you want?
Just wait. When you hear me,
what you want? Are you kidding me? Solomon George understand what you want. When Solomon George said, "My main police director, so you can make people disappear." Those people are they going to understand what you want from the Constitution?
Says Grace, listen. You just mentioned Akaras Gray. Akaras Gray is an individual. Akaras Gray is not government. The Constitution is very clear. In order to ensure democratic government which responds to the wishes of the governed, that's what the clause in Article 1 is saying. Whatever we
Gray will be government because he's part of the decision-making branch.
Mama, just wait. Mama, just wait. Just give me the chance.
Because
Hear me out. Hear me out. You see, when I talk about irresponsible politics, that is what's going on. Mela Akaras Gray will come and promise the people, I will do this for you, I will do that for you. Akaras Gray at the time is a candidate. It's not a government official. When you vote for Akaras Gray based on those promises, which unfortunately we have been doing to elect our government officials, when they, win elections, they go under the canopy of government. And our very law says that crime is not transferable. Because Akaras Gray made promises, we vote for him based on those promises. Akaras Gray was an individual, a common man. He was not part of government. When Akaras Gray is now in government, we cannot hold him accountable. Because why? We can hold the government accountable collectively for Akaras Gray's promises that he made. That's what the Constitution is laying out. Man, give me a chance. I beg you. This is what the Constitution makes it. Yeah, I'm coming. The Constitution lays it out that now, these issues we are talking about here, we are going to submit it to government, not Akaras Gray, not individual. We are going to submit it to the government. When government fails, like now they are stealing our money, if we have allocated that money for road connectivity, for healthcare, just as the Constitution says, today, there will be no need for the United States to come and sanction people. We, the Liberian people, we're supposed to do that ourselves. Because why? We made our government democratic by presenting those issues to the government, not Akaras Gray, not individual politicians. And that's why the American ambassador, if you listen to his speech very clearly, he said it is left with the Liberian people, not the United States of America, but the Liberian people. And this is how we can hold our government accountable. We meet in Article 17, we decide what we want. That's Article 1 that says those issues are the wishes of the government. We submit to the government on inauguration day. It is government, not individual promises, not politicians promising us. That's why I say it is irresponsible politics.
My question to you now, we submitting all those things to the government. Even the president gave a speech, all the things he said, he submitted it to himself. Has he ever carried on anything that he ever promised the people?
Well, Chris, let me ask
you said the president said. You said the president said. Not the people saying. The Liberian people have to say, not the president.
What I'm saying to you is that I want you to catch it. If the president cannot even execute his own words, you think he will have time for the people where you're presenting to the government?
That's what the Constitution says.
That's what the Constitution. They are beaten and they are killed because they come to stand up for their own constitutional right. So how you expect the international community not to intervene?
Mr. Tanu,
that's why the Constitution says all power is inherent in us.
We're not talking about
we tired with our team.
We're tired with our team, Mr. Tanu. All power. You keep saying we should submit our petition to the government. And you talk about Akaras Gray is an individual person who made promises. Even the president, when he was campaigning as president or as an aspirant at that time, he made promises. Just like an individual. He made promises just like all the other representatives and the senators made when they were running. But when you keep saying the people, according to the Constitution, according to the people even understand English, then you keep talking about Constitution. When
that's you must come in to educate them.
But when you say we as the Liberian people, like the American government said, it's up to the Liberian people. We, the Liberian people, now are petitioning for sanction, and sanction is being brought on. Isn't that the will of the Liberian people?
No.
And furthermore, you keep saying, we need to present our petitions to the government. Who makes up the government? There are three branches of government. Even the position that Akaras Gray sit in as a representative, he's part of the government. He makes up that government.
Yes.
So why you keep saying? Well, I don't understand.
He's lacking the understanding. You know, I don't understand because a lot of people in the House and the Senate, they lack the understanding.
I don't understand.
How do you penetrate to those people in their mindset?
But Grace, so I don't even understand when you say we should present it to the government. Are you saying the president? Who in the government you want us to present it to?
No. I'm not saying the president.
Okay, so
The
because the
president is
government
like,
is a body, the government is 3 branches of body. So who specifically are you talking about when you say we need to present it to a government? We shouldn't call individual names because those individual they made individual promises and they made the same promises the president made. When the president was running for president, he said he would be buy road medicine, he would bring school, he would bring road, he would do
And
this.
after he
He made bunch
won,
of promises that he has reneged on. So what? Who is the government when you say we should present it to the? What exactly are you saying?
okay, now I'm coming.
The president making campaign promises, he made promises after he became president at his inauguration. He cannot even carry on half of the promises he made. That corruption was not going to take over his government. It has taken over.
Because those
Okay.
promises were not promises.
People
Those
are building
promises-
mansions. We watch it, we see it. Their children are coming to international schools. The funds
see-
are coming
you see-
for rape for general ministry has been
That's great,
used,
though.
and the people
That's
suffer.
great.
We have to support most of them when they are being raped and sent into hospital. So
That's
are you not looking at the level of thinking of those people you're talking about that will present it and they will look at it? They will
That's
not even
great.
look at it. It will be a piece of paper they might probably tear it and clean the butt.
Integrate, oh,
Yeah,
integrate. Integrate. You see why I love you, Vera, Vera? I know you guys are grading me, but the thing here is this. Look, the point is this. You see, when all those things Joshua said, right? Joshua said it as an individual. Joshua was not part of government at the time.
So we
No.
only hold him accountable
He
for
said
what
it after he became president. He was president of the Republic of Liberia. He was representing the entire government when he made that speech. So he was
Okay.
representing the government.
I
But
agree
even
with
when
you.
he said
know
that as an individual when he was running, we shouldn't hold him accountable for what he said.
What we are doing is that, we have laws in Liberia.
Laws that are not working. We got
Good.
laws, plenty of
And
laws.
this is what-
We
this is
all know
how-
that, but none of it working.
This is how the law is going to work.
It's
I'm
not
telling
going to work, Mr. Tanu. I agree with you because the Liberian people, you continue to say, you yourself said that power is inherent in the people.
Yes.
The people don't want the people don't understand. First of all, they didn't even know what inherent mean.
Good.
You understand? Before
Mhm.
they will accept the power that is inherent in it. And then on top of it, they choose to add some of them a coup better than in that power that is inherent in them. They choose to use it ignorantly, willfully,
See?
intentionally for the wrong reason. So because of that, the other sector of the population, like people who got sense, not supposed to ask for help for the country to move forward because certain group of the people don't understand the power inherent in them and they choose to do what they do. You keep telling
to
they don't
feel that they
understand
should
the
have-
power inherent in them. How they will ever
answer,
understand
yes,
the
sir.
Constitution?
To solve the problem, Grace, to solve the problem, we have to go back to the drawing board. You can
But
call
we're
the
going back to
international.
the drawing board.
Slow down, man. You can call the international community all that you want. You can go to the international community to all that you want. They can sanction all that you want. That is not going to solve the problem.
It will solve it. It will
No,
solve it
it's
to a
not.
point. Then when it gets to
It's
that
like you are
point, when it
taking
solve it, we'll
this
do it from there.
old
When the
bottle
people
right here.
started holding people accountable for their wrongdoing and their criminal behavior,
It
and
has to come to the Liberian people.
Some of the problem for us to come back to the drawing board for things to be fixed. They cannot leave them to continue to steal. And you say
You are taking an old bottle
and they're not
and putting
helping
new one in it.
their money to you. They're not helping
You are taking an old bottle and putting new
Tanu.
one in it. It's not going to
Tanu.
change it. You got to change the system for the mentally. You got to set the system. The system is not set up right. So you got to set up the system and you cannot jump over the Constitution.
The system are the people. They run the system. If they are corrupt, there is no change in system. The system remains the same.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Tanu.
I agree.
If
Yes,
you got a man, let me ask you a question. If you got a man who is paralyzed from his waist down, who cannot walk, who is set in a wheelchair, he cannot walk because he's paralyzed totally from his waist down. If you keep telling him to stand up, will that make him stand up? Because he's supposed to stand. Because standing is a natural thing, and he's supposed to stand, but he's paralyzed. But you keep telling him to stand. Will that make him?
Will that take
away the paralysis for him to stand by telling him, "Oh, you know why your legs are meant to stand, so use them to stand," knowing fairly well that he's paralyzed from the waist down. without making stand,
and he
Mr.
can't
Taro?
stand.
Good. Now, you see, you asked me a question, right? Thank you for that question. I know it's a rhetorical question, and I will give you a rhetorical answer. Now, we know that the legs are meant to be stood on. But now, the man who is paralyzed, there is an information that he's lacking to stand on his legs. You that telling the person to stand up, to that particular man to stand up, you know the information, you know the background that you can give him, that he will learn, that he will know and be able to use it and stand up.
He
And
cannot
that
But he
stand.
is not accepting
He
the
cannot
information that you're giving him.
listen. That
Mr.
information
Daniels, when you
is,
finish giving that information, you need to say your final word so you can go.
yes,
Seriously.
that information. I know you guys were going to grab me today. That's why I apologize from the beginning. I know it. That information is in the constitution. Look, you know what? Like I said, you will see it 2023. And then it's gonna make sense to all of us. Because I can tell you, everybody, people don't really understand what I'm talking about right now, because it's the first time in 175 years. People don't really understand it. So I agree with what you guys are saying,
They really
but
don't understand why.
they don't really understand what I am talking about right now.
They
But
understand
2023,
because prior to that, this is not the only
2022,
government. No, they understand because this is not the only government that have had people sanctioned. Sanction is not new to Liberia.
yeah. But
So they understand.
what I'm saying is that the approach I'm talking about, right? Majority of the people do not understand. Those that understand, they have petitioned us to carry on what we are doing. In 2023, you will sit down, keep this video. I want you to keep this video for reference, and you will come back to tell me, or you will call me to say, look, you know what, Emmanuel, what you were saying was truth, but actually you were not making sense at the time, because it's about the future. So I want to thank you for grading me. That's why I apologize from the beginning. And as we go on, we'll continue to have the conversation. And like what you were saying, in fact, from the beginning, about pets and, respect for women, those are issues. In fact, I'll give you a Bible reference when it comes to love of pets, how far it should go. And also women, we are all.
What happened?
Okay. No, I don't know what happened, but he gone.
Maybe
Mr. Antonio, I don't know what happened. You hit something, so you had to leave. But we understand what you are saying.
he said if phone got overheated, maybe
Yeah, we understand. We listen to what you are saying. The part where you were explaining is the future Liberia. What you were explaining here, giving the government a mandate after they have been voting into power and telling them what the people want according to the Constitution is the future Liberia. The now Liberia, it has to be taken the way it's taken right now. We have to stand up to the people, because the people that are in power now, they don't understand nothing but violence. So the Bible says violence is taken by force. So we need to take Liberia back by force. When I mean take Liberia back, it's not any government. I'm not part of any party, political party, anything. But as a common Liberian, we cannot see wrong be done in Liberia and just sit there. So most of the time they're thinking opposition, not even doing much. The common Liberians who not even in any parties and stuff, they're the one behind most of the things that happen in Liberia. If you don't even know, because they're tired seeing and watching our people suffering, seeing and watching that we can have access to our own country, see in Washington destroy our constitution, go into the house and change things around and put a different constitution into, put different laws and things that they put together and put it into the constitution and pass it into law. We are tired of seeing those things. So we have to stand up for our rights. And that's what we are doing. So that constitution thing where you will give to the people, inheriting the people, that in the future Liberia, when Liberia has settled, when all the criminals are going to where they're supposed to be, then we will start Liberia like that. For now, it doesn't work that way. America is the largest donors to Liberia. They gave enough the donor funds and everything to Liberia. America just take a hand for Liberia, the country will be nothing. So you cannot use America to give all the money and then the people watch you steal the money and build all your own family life and leave the people that they actually send the money for the country to prosper. So it's not going to happen. So just how you can take the money, that just how they will have to interfere when you're stealing the money to say this is wrong. We gave this money for this. It has to be used for that. And that's just the right thing to do. You cannot say they are hypocritical because they are not. It's not hypocrisy. When Liberia were fighting the war, they did not intervene into the war because it was a war situation. Liberians had to settle that, and the African nations came to help Liberia settle that. It was not an easy thing to settle. But with the power, they want to steal the money that the people gave to help the poor Liberians and to help the country and to help to sustain the government. And people just want to pocket it and go and have weddings in foreign countries and act rich. People who never could even afford kueh in a bag. They want to do that. The people are not going to sit down and watch that. Most of y'all will get shocked, how they call it, rated. They will get shocked, rated. Because when your people then needs start coming up, it will just blow your away. Because a lot of more people needs coming up. And the people got to do what they got to do for Liberia to come back to herself. And at this point, I side with America for that. Fred can come in.
I just don't understand, I don't understand why we keep referencing the past. It's almost like we don't want to go into the future. Every time we talk about moving Liberia forward, there we go back into the past as a point of reference. Oh, during the 1990 war, why America didn't come to help us? So because America didn't come to help us, 1990 be almost 30 years or 30 plus years, because they didn't come to help us then. So now they are hypocritical. But we are the very people since 1990, well, since Liberia settled down somehow, we've been beggars. The country has been begging every nation for help. We want to beg people for the help, and we don't want it to have jack crap to say to us. How can you want my money? And I can't tell you. And when I tell you, ask me for the money. I'm telling you, okay, I'm going to give you the money for this purpose. And you take that money and you use it for another purpose, and you say, I got nothing to say in it. I'm being hypocritical because when you were fighting war, I didn't come help. When are we going to leave the past behind? I mean, we have to get to a point where we got to be futuristic, where we just have to look forward and forget everything that is behind us. Liberians are just to a pillow of salt now. We are like Lot's wife. We are a pillow of salt. We cannot move forward. Every time we come together to fight to move Liberia forward, we got our eyes. We got eyes behind our head. Yo, hold on, yeah, my phone's slipping. Let me adjust this thing. Sorry to the audience. We don't have eyes behind our head. We have eyes in front of us. It's in front of us to look forward. Every time Liberia tries to move forward, there we go referencing the past. How are we ever going to get settled as a country? How are we ever going to get right as a people? Why can't we just see things futuristically? So if our
before you go for
let me just
before you go for the sitting time, we were talking just now about the people not supposed to eat the hypocritical. That the sitting time when say, oh, and what he says that the Liberian, the country, the American Liberians, they took the people and they decided to kill and the native Liberians. So those things are not true. Tano, go and do your research, brother.
But we passed
those things are not true. We passed that stage. But how can you allow somebody to come to a land, buy the land? They finish paying for it, then you say the money take the land ain't for them. That way you're the one money. After they pay money for it.
Let's just stay with the sanction issue.
We're still but just trying to go in the way he always go backward and try to turn it around. And that's my problem.
And that's a lot of Liberians are like that. Every time you say something, oh, Ellen Johnson, her government store for 12 years. Okay. So her government store for 12 years is okay for the next government after her to continue stealing. So then why are we looking for change? Why are we asking for change then? Then let the stealing continue. And when the stealing continues, then you know what? All the donor countries that are giving money to Liberia need to withdraw their donor funds. Let's see how
make sure that
then we'll see what happens. I mean, we just have to look forward. It's like I was about to say, it's like what Mr. Tanu was saying, like America hypocritical because when the war, they can't help us and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So if I'm in an abusive relationship and a man is beating me, and Chris, and I call Chris, and Chris can't there to help me. And a man, okay, I finished living that man and that time and pass. So if I somewhere and somebody trying to fight me, Grace can't fight me, or if I suffering and Grace see me homeless on the street, Grace not supposed to help me because now we tell her, say, oh no, you not. Then other people sort of say, why you going to help her? When a man was beating her that time, you never went there to help to beat her. Now she not lead a man, she on the street, she homeless before you want to go help. What kind of analogy is that? What kind of thought process is that? What kind of thought process is that? Liberia needs to move forward, period. Liberia, you're not supposed to see Liberia resources before I would say go see to enough funds. You steal to enough funds. If I give you my money, you steal it. If I giving you my almost like the situation we had, Grace. Mr. Tano, if you stay on, just listen to me. We had a similar situation. We had a transition home, but not attached to anything. We just had it there, and we decided to put who we wanted to put in the transition home at our own time when we saw fit. When there was a situation
it was a rape victim
that was brought to
transition.
us,
Mhm.
survivors of rape, we would decide to put them in the home and settle them. We would give them money to settle them and do a little small business before they move on, get a set or place, then they can move on to make room to make space for the next survivor. We got in contact with a government official of Justice Ministry who said we should collaborate. We decided to collaborate. Long story short, we pay for a transition home. The organization Lawani pay for this transition home. In the end,
What things that were inside?
the person we're collaborating with to us say we should back off. We got nothing to do with the transition home. If even the home burned down on fire set, we got nothing to do with it for the simple fact that there were some irregularities going on in the home that we didn't like, and we decided to address it. They accused us of bullying. They accused us of all kinds of things and told us you need to back off. If the home burns down, said whatever happened to the children in the home, you ain't got a jack thing to do it. Who does that?
You don't live in Liberia.
Yeah, you don't. Liberians have this user mentality where they think that they can use everybody, and the good thing is that everybody wising up. We are waking up to it, and we see it. Even nations are waking up to it. That user mentality will not continue in Liberia. If somebody help you with a donor fund and you take the donor fund to go and enrich yourself instead of to enrich the country and the citizens of the country, they have a right to penalize you, period.
Okay. Let me just read it, the comments, and then we're about to go because we still have our time, almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. Diana Curtis said, talking about people who raise funds for a sick woman and never gave that woman the money. These women who did that to that sick woman never saw a huge amount of money in their lives. So this is why they are playing with the sick woman money. If they use the money for another purpose and not for the purpose they collected it for, they will be putting curse on them and all their undertakings. Ruben Cooper, myself don't feel for Liberia. I don't care for Liberia anymore. Liberia is a problem. Liberia is a problem, and Liberians are a problem. Then he said again, this is why Liberians choose to settle for in 2017. Let them live in their own decision. Let them live in their decision. Daniel Curtis said, right now, we are not dealing with the real Liberian people. We are dealing now with those fools that allow their bodies to be processed by the lies and division. These Liberians now are blind and deaf. They don't even know right from wrong. Talking to people like these is like wasting water on duck's back. And then Ruben Cooper said, I don't really care about the country, only my immediate family and my close friends. I know, Ruben, you heard it. He said, my brother. Yes, the people enjoy being used by the elites. Then Musu said, what Musu last name again?
Wangala Stewart.
Musu Stewart. Musu said, the generational gap is serious. King said, your pastors are already praying for criminals instead of the victims. I know that they're fasting and trust me, they're not going fast and praying all for those criminals then who they put on sanction. And then Musu Wangalo Stewart said, truth, the right information is not being sought, rather information that is wrong for them. And then Facebook, Musu Wangalo Stewart said, I don't agree about the US being hypocritical. They cannot solve Liberian problems. Thank you, ma. King said domestic affairs, you don't understand the Magnitsky sanction. Go and read the Magnitsky document before coming here. Thank you. They're giving it to Tanu today.
There is no way for you to highlight the comments instead of reading it.
Yeah, okay, I can highlight them, but I can be highlighting them. America is protecting the billions in funding over the years that have been squandered. So America has the right. That's what Musu said.
They do. They
Musu
do.
also said to correct my staff information, I meant that they are staff for the right information. Yes, Musu, I wanted to come to speak with you on that. I don't think librarians are staffed from the right information. You're right when you say that they are staffed from the right information, correct. I don't think they are staffed from any information. They are staffed from the right information because they seek the wrong information. Librarians love negativity. You have to be being negative and maybe naked yourself and dancing and showing your boobs for them to be going there. That's the kind of thing they look for. They don't look for information to learn. This day and age where most of them are not even schooled. Their school is not even functioning well. They don't have good teachers and nothing. So the internet, if you're really smart enough, you can learn right here on the internet and finish high school here. You can learn on the internet, also get some kind of trade schooling degree here. If you're smart enough, you will search and take from. But no, the people search for only foolishness. So they're starving themselves from the information. The information is there, but they are not looking for the right information. They are not gearing towards the right information, and they're gearing towards the wrong. So that's why they are misinformed. And then King said, you can't depend on the international community for everything and brag about domestic affairs. You don't have any domestic affair. Liberia is a failed state. Yeah, that's what I was saying. How you can be dependent upon for money and then you say that the domestic affair. If the people give you the money, that your affair, that the affair. They're my children in my house. I support them. The affair that my affair, I can tell them, say, you going outside today. Like I told my 17-year-old son today, you stay home. He said, okay, mommy. Because the affair that my affair. I didn't know they asked me my money. You see what I'm saying? And then Musu said, true viewer, donors protect their funds given to nations and they must be accountable or give punishment through sanctions. She also said that GOL don't respect the Constitution.
They
So
don't.
we don't understand what Tanu with the whole Constitution thing. He talking about the future like bro, man. He went in the future.
At the end of the day, the people that are in a seat of authority, they don't even understand the Constitution to execute it. For somebody to execute something, they have to understand it. The people don't have the mental capacity to understand what's before them. So we should just sit down and wait and keep sending it. First of all, the president of the nation has never publicly stood up to address the nation. So we present it to the government, Does he, this is a man that doesn't that does not even address the nation. He don't speak to the people. It tells the people that he don't care for the people. He does not respect them. He don't give a 2 cents about them. With everything that we as an organization wrote that man, the petition we sent him. Did he ever say jack crap? Nothing. Nothing. They made all those things he was reading during his inauguration were just things that people wrote down for him. It was never from his heart.
Okay, let me read your comments. The sanction is to punish officials for squandering U.S. funds. That's true. And then Propo King said the Magnitsky Act is no joking business. My brother, I was reading that day. I went to depth at the damn. This is very, very serious. Go and read the document and understand the act which came into effect in 2016. Then you will know what we're talking about, my people. You saw right, King. And then Musu, oh wait, okay, she said truth, right? And then Emmerich Benson Nicole Jr., I have been looking for you, but finally got you. This is where I should be. Emmerich, welcome to the family. You finally found us. We are on Split Talk, the Nine Generation, every Sunday at 7 p.m. I know that they can have our patient all, but we still fighting. And then Musu said the promises were lip service for a prepared speech.
Yeah.
Welcome for saying just now. And then she said the laws don't work, period. They are telling, oh, we have to present the paper to the government. Don't people understand when you present the paper to them? Be afraid to get up for like 1 a.m. Like I said, holding foundation, but we tell you how many letters we've been writing. How sometimes we'll go to bed 3 in the morning, laying down, sleeping, writing letters. Okay, yeah, so read again. Okay, yeah, add that one there. Okay, remove that one. That one would be on the people don't understand. So we part of the writing. We're not afraid to say that. We are part of it. They don't listen. So when the U.S. government spending the money when they give to them, then they will listen. And then Donald said United States knows how much money they continue to give Liberia administrations to develop the country. If the administration don't do what the money was given to them for from the United States, then the United States will get involved. Many Liberians don't know that America is part and parcel of Liberia. This is why they are involved. This Liberian government is so corrupt that no Liberian force have power. No Liberian force have power to move them. This is why America tried to intervene when the people on earth, the day it continues, but because of StreamYard, you can't see everything. Yeah, the people go in the street to protest, they beat them from in the street. They send people to kill them. Nothing come out of it. Constitution.
But first of all, during the rape, in case you remember, during the rape protest, all of the petitions that a group on the ground in Liberia had to present, did the president ever show face to receive the petition?
Nothing.
Did he ever? So who? That's why I keep saying. He keeps saying we need to petition our government. We need to present to the government. There are 3 branches of government, and it's comprised of senators, representatives, and executives. So who, when he said we need to present it to the government, is he saying we need to take it to Joe himself? What? Because I couldn't really understand that part. You would need to go to the government. There are 3 branches of government. They're all comprised of the government.
Victor Kalawale. He said, I want to agree with Mr. Tannen. Let the panel in the studio understand it this way. Assume that you are the HR of a company and you are hiring a director. You have to develop a TOR for the post. Look, you cannot compare that with that. Because you have to develop a TOR for the post, yes, you have to develop it, but the people in power, they want to develop anything. Let's be realistic here now.
What have they developed?
What can they develop? What? Can I just be honest with one another?
They make him even reshuffle the government since he got to power. He even got the nerve to fire anybody or to or terminate anybody. So what have they developed and put to the public? They make him even speak to the citizens. So what he gonna develop? What are people around him gonna develop?
Let me have a reason you go Musu too funny. Musu say hotel I bring him forest. Musu you are next. Musu say hotel I bring him find rest to eat and experience a severe shortage in every area. They were not.
That when the time they were changing, but I know what they started rioting against our for. So maybe we need to have rice shortage in Liberia. So then maybe they will stand up and vote rice when there is no rice.
She said a nation built on begging with little to no development. As Liberians are already tired, man. We tired. We also said we dwell on the past because we are lazy. We always want someone to solve our problem, aka normal J syndrome.
But the thing about it, we always want somebody to solve our problem financially. But when people donate to us financially, then we tell them to back off. They shouldn't have nothing. Just give me your money. That how Liberians are. Just continue giving me your money. Don't monitor it. Don't tell me how to spend it. Don't tell me how to use it. Don't tell me what projects to put it against. Don't do that. Just continue to give me. And that's why I said that's the user mentality.
And then when I come to tell you, say,
Liberians are like that.
And then when I come to tell you, say, I gave you my money, I told you to do this. And then you tell me, say, oh, but so what? You already get the money. But I told you to do this. And they said, no. They wanted to do their own thing. And that's why America will not stand for. You ain't even get shock wave yet. The real shock wave coming for you. Some of y'all will be passing all on Facebook. And y'all say America ain't get no red and America joking and they can't do that because it's alleged. You ever hear America come with accusation and it's alleged? You ever hear and they will not put alleged behind it? They will tell you alleged. The people get real money day proof of what going on.
Maybe they think that Americans don't know what an allegation is. And what penalty is. Nobody just can be penalized you for allegation. You gotta go. They know there is due process to go through. So they themselves have to go through that due process before they come up with any kind of penalty. So by the time they reach the penalty stage, it's not an allegation anymore. It's not an investigation. The investigation is done. That's how they come up. It's just like when somebody is convicted for murder, you go to court. They collect all the evidence. The lawyers then present both sides. And, they present. And at the end of the day, when the judge knock a gavel and say you are guilty, They're not coming to that allegation anymore. Guess why? You going to jail. The
And
next
that's the reason why when they were on that platform saying that, oh, the government need to investigate. The government, look, I said I feel sorry for the people when they were talking.
people can investigate.
The government need to investigate what? We just need to ask for the information America will present today in video, audio, document, PowerPoint. They will get in some money in documentary, and all they will see that time and get carrying the money in the vault, or the one he put on the bin, or they will find it. That's all he need to ask. As soon as he see it, then he just put it in person. There is no investigation yet. This is not alleged. This is true talk. It happened. The people got documented proof, and that's it. So y'all stop giving these people all kind of information, and y'all yelling on the platform talking rubbish.
But is Liberia even capable of carrying out an investigation when a dog, a common dog, I will not even say the human beings that are dying in Liberia, when a dog die on the street, they ain't even able to find out what killed a dog on the street. That American investigation that they have done due process that it is able to undertake. All the killings, all the rape cases in Liberia, they've never been able to investigate it to convict anybody. Even when they have caught people, they let you stay in a prison 1 week, they send you away. Does the police department, do we have a special body in Liberia that has the capability to undertake the kind of investigation that America undertook to come up with the conclusion that America came with? All that thing there, it would just be where Mose Carter they suspended him, but somebody else will come say where that was foul play. America two finger.
No, but Mose Carter suspension at foul play, man. I beg you.
No, they will say America finger the evidence they have. America finger is so by extension it was far that was foul play. America did something. They finger the evidence. Man, that Liberian people go sit on, man.
Princess Cooper died in broad daylight.
And they couldn't do nothing.
They couldn't even investigate. They had to lie on the investigation, saying they get her tuberculosis. Then you're talking about it was alleged she's supposed to go to court. To who? To who in the court? Dino Carter said, whenever you owe a person money, you become like a slave to them. Liberia government is a slave to the United States and other countries they are owing. If Liberians don't want United States or other countries to intervene in their domestic problem,
stop begging.
Stop begging and taking money from the people and do things to themselves. Yes, they should stop. Yeah, muff your God. Yeah, they can't tell what to do and this and that, but you want their money to survive. Use some mentality. Just say the American Liberians, then the ACF went and bought the land, they say the land now for the people. Nonsense. Emmanuel Tano said, yeah, Muso, next time I was saying the link next week, I will come on with us. Emmanuel Tano said, my phone overheated with my people.
That's
sorry, bro. And then King said, what investigation? Sanction is a penalty after investigation. Thank you, that I mean that they here in the show. Sanction is a penalty after investigation. Period. Tata. That's it. Sure? Yeah. This is Split Talk, the non-generation. You got anything else to say so we can go? Because after
some Liberian brothers and sisters out there, our fellow Liberians, wake up. Wake up for yourself. Wake up for your children. Wake up for your future. You're not too old. You still got your whole future ahead of you. Open your eyes. Seek correct information. Look for it. Don't just get carried away and by what other people say. If you hear something somewhere, go and do further research so that you can be informed more for yourself. You understand? So at the end of the day, Liberians, we need to keep our eyes before us. We have to be futuristic. This idea of always referencing the past, always going back to the past, always using the past as a scapegoat, always looking for a blame, something to lay blame about. Or if it wasn't 1847, it was the Congo people, then it was the Liberian War, then it was this, it was Ellen Johnson, it was Charles Taylor. All those years are gone. Why do we keep falling back on those years that are past? Those times we cannot get back. And the wrong that we're done, we can't correct it because the time that has passed, those times they've gone. Now we have the time before us. In this time, in this now generation, we have to make all the corrections we need so that the generations after us won't say, oh, since 2017, because Ellen left. So since 2017, then they will start going back to 2017. So that means the ills just keep piling up. At the end of the day, Liberian people, you gotta just stop this thing. And for those who are sycophantic and always referring to the people in Liberia as praise singer and sycophants and bootlickers, you guys yourself, you guys are the worst of the sycophants. You guys are the worst of the bootlickers that when people do wrong, you don't even have the nerve to tell them that they did wrong. How can we? I said last week on our Liberian on the show we had on the podcast we had last week. When you travel to an advanced country, it's for you to advance yourself. Advance your minds, Liberians and diaspora sycophants. Get out of your evil ways. God will punish you and will punish your generation for covering up wrong and for doing evil and for calling evil good and good evil. God will punish you if you don't change your way. You need to repent. You need to repent of your behavior. And you need to watch your words, because the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. And just how you put out death to somebody, and just how you use your mouth to bully somebody, or sick woman on her dying bed, and you're laughing at her and say, how dare she go from platform to platform? Your retribution is sure. Your own coming.
Look, my people, Firo, thank you very much. You are watching Split Talk, the 9th generation. If you are not like this page, go and like the page. This is where we're going to be. This is our page. We always on it. So if you want to, like Emery said, he just from us, go and like the page. Tell your friends to like the page so we can come here and you will get good, authentic, truthful information. Librarians in Liberia, I love you guys. If you know me before, you will know I care about you. I've been to Liberia, I've done so many work, and everyone, like one team had joined me, and we are doing immense work in Liberia. It's not every time we come here to show off and stuff like that, but we are, because we care about you. If you have a sitting representative like Solomon George standing in the crowd and the president clapping when he says that people will disappear, you have to start gearing yourself up to 2023. You don't want to put this government back into power, regardless whether the opposition split, what happened between them. At the end of the day, any alternative of the opposition would be way better than George Weah government. Think about that. Because when you free yourself from those hooligans, we will come to Liberia and do major work in the country. But until then, we cannot. We cannot. So I want you to listen keenly. Take care of your children. The elections coming up. Girls are still getting raped and receiving stuff in my inbox. I'm not coming up to be advocating every day again for that, because I told you, if the government cannot help you, you have to help yourself. Means that you have to put a place in place for your children to be protected. Mind your daughters and your son. Men, women are getting killed every day. It's very serious. It's going to get worse because the election is coming up. So open your eyes. We'll be here next Sunday. We'll continue with the power of information with a whole different topic. We'll do our weekend review and everything. We'll come here and then we'll, hang out with you guys. We'll continue to read your comment. And Musu said it is, they're still writing. Musu said it is Proverbs. Borrower is a slave to the lender. In Proverbs. And then Popo King, it is good. It's good. He said he was Popo King made me lie. He said, he said it's good that your phone overheated. God can work in many ways.
But why you always Tanu like that?
Because he was there. Yeah, we got very, because he said he knew we were going to grow here anyway. And then Musu said, sad times in Liberia, protect your family. It is important.
It's important
that you protect your family. What we're seeing and what we are hearing, because we're not dealing with people in Monrovia. We don't deal with people in the surrounding areas. We are hitting all the counties in Liberia, and what we are hearing, things are going on is very dangerous. You all need to mind your children. The chicken when it hold egg, honor it. The higher need to mind your children, because it's even going to get worse. So that always saying, we thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a nice week, and goodbye, guys. Goodbye. We stay here over our time. Bye bye.